Hello students, lecture 87. In this video lecture we will discuss two questions based on civics chapter political parties. First question is, what are the challenges to political parties? Explain each. And second question is, what is political party reform? And suggest some of the reforms. So first question, what are the challenges to political parties? Explain each. Political parties in modern day democracies faces a lot of challenges either from each other or from the system. So the first challenge is lack of internal democracy. Lack of internal democracy means all over the world in democracies there is a tendency in political parties towards the concentration of power in one hand or within few leaders at the top. Next, parties do not keep membership registers and parties do not hold organizational meetings, internal meetings, organized meetings, they are internal meetings, and they do not conduct internal elections regularly. Internal elections are also necessary for deciding candidates to contest election from one or the other constituency, or who should be the top party leader to control party functioning. Next is that ordinary member, that is the workers of the party, do not get sufficient information on what is happening inside the party. Moreover, they are not allowed to take part in party's internal matters. Second challenge is of dynastic succession. This is the most surfaced challenge to most of the political parties, especially old and established parties. Since most political parties do not practice open and transparent procedure for their functioning, so there are few ways for an ordinary leader to rise or to reach to the top party position. Parties' top position are almost controlled by the members of one family. This is unfair to other members of that party. This is also bad for democracy. It is not that members are not competent. Sometimes people, those who are not having adequate experience or popular support, mostly occupy top position. This tendency is present in some measures all over the world, including in some older democracies and older parties. Third challenge is challenge of money and muscle power. The parties which are established, they have large or a huge amount of party funds, and with that the new and small parties cannot stand with, since competing election is a competition and these parties use shortcut methods to win elections. Then parties nominate. This was the challenge of money. Then muscle means the power of the some kind of criminal connections or any other ways in which people, voters, opposition candidates are threatened by party members. So what parties do is parties nominate those candidates who have raised funds for them or have criminal connections, and with their criminal connections, with the influence of their criminal mind, they tend to win elections. So this is what is the challenge of money and muscle. It is ever increasing challenge in the present days democracies. Then fourth challenge is lack of meaningful choice. Now parties are changing, leaders are changing, and from one party a new party is raising. But if we see their ideologies and their philosophies, there is a very narrow difference between their ideologies. So they do not provide meaningful choice to the voters. And in the economic front, if we discuss about the economic policies of political parties, there is no difference at all in the economic policies of the political parties. Hence, a country like India, where large population, diverse regional diversity, lingual diversity, cultural diversity, and geographical diversity, this choice should be there so that development may take place in the different areas. So these are the 4 challenges faced by political parties. Next question: what is political party reform, and suggest some of the party reforms. So meaning of party reform is that generally all the suggestions or proposals about overcoming, solving various challenges to political parties are called political reform. Means whatever challenges parties are having, to solve them, to minimize them, to control them, is generally the political reform. For political parties, reform may have suggested many proposals, and efforts are put forward by different democratic institutions like Election Commission, Supreme Court, and government, and even individuals. So let us see how these reforms can be put forward. The first one: as per the new laws, if any MLA or MP changes party, then he or she will lose the seat in legislature. This new law has helped in bringing down the defection. That is, defection means political leaders are changing their seats for the purpose of gaining power, and they join some other ruling party or the group. Second is Supreme Court passed an order. Now here I always say that students remain confused, and they write Supreme Court passed a law. Supreme Court cannot make a law. Supreme Court can pass an order. So be careful. To reduce the influence of money and muscle power, now it is mandatory, compulsory for every candidate who contests elections to file an affidavit giving details of his or her property and criminal case, if any, pending against. So, and same affidavit is given by the political parties about their assets, about their funding assets. Next is Election Commission. Election Commission passed an order. Election Commission also can pass an order, not make laws. It is necessary for political parties to hold their organizational meetings and elections and file their income tax return before filing for nomination before any election. Political parties, next suggested reform is political parties should be made to regulate, give 1/3 seats to women in all elections. In all elections, at least there should be some seats reserved within the party for women candidates. As if we see the representation of women in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is hardly 10% or below it is. Either it is very, very low, even though than the some African democratic countries. So although women population is almost 50% in number, so at least not 50%, then at least 1/3 seats must be kept reserved for women candidates by every political party, so that in our elected bodies a healthy representation from women society can be ensured. Then political parties must maintain their register of the members, who is coming and who is going, and the parties must be provided funds from the government. It should be in kind, like petrol, paper, or money, and the money can be given on the basis of number of votes or seats won by a political party in the previous elections. And last suggestion is that by an individual, how one person, one voter can bring a political reform. There are some other ways in which parties can be reformed. One, people can put pressure on parties through agitations, publicity, petitions. That means complaining, filing complaint against a political party in the court, raising marches, rallies against the wrong policies of the political party or the government, and so on. Second, political parties can improve if you think that there are something going wrong, then when you join the political party, then you also think for those challenges and bring them down. So that's all from this chapter and this video. I hope you are understanding and getting benefit of these videos. Thank you very much. Keep on watching, listening and reading.